Welcome to Johnny Works. Today I'm going to do a tool review on the Kreg Accu-cut Circular Saw Track Guide. Okay, that's this bad boy right here. Okay, I'm not going to bullcrap anyone and say I've had it forever, because I haven't. Brand new in the box. Okay, never actually owned one. And after seeing some of the finished carpenters, my friend Serge at work using one of these bad boys, even though I've been doing this forever, for some reason never got one of these. I've decided to buy one. Okay, so I'm going to do a little review, open this thing up, show you guys how to put it together, and then we'll show some cutting, and then talk about it. Hopefully it doesn't suck. All right, so here it is. I got 2 tracks, okay? I got a booklet that I'll probably look at a little bit, because I'm a man and we don't really read directions too well. But I'm gonna use the book if I have to, okay? Here's the guide that goes onto your skill saw, or your circular saw. That piece goes on the end of these things, because I've seen them before. I've seen guys use them. So I'll show you how to put this thing together. Some hardware. These are the connectors that are going to connect these two together to make it a nice long track. Okay, that's a little bit longer than a full 4-foot sheet of plywood. So you can cut this thing across and make it nice and straight. All right, so remember what I said about not following directions or not reading directions, guys? Dummy. I put all these little set screws in. There's four of them on each rail. I put them in backwards, okay, because I'm stupid and I just didn't read. Anyway, it's got a Phillips on one end. All right, sorry for the finger. Anyway, the rail has arrows, 2 little arrows. Hopefully you guys can see those. 2 little arrows. Both of them have it. Obviously, put them together, arrow to arrow. Okay. The bottom of these tracks has this black super space age rubber. I don't know what it's made of, but it's pretty grippy. Okay. So anyway, flip these things upside down. So black side up. Arrow to arrow. Take these things. You don't have to be a brain surgeon to figure it out, but as you can see, I got it pretty tight. That thing is super tight. It should be super straight. I'm going to check this thing with a straight edge, though, before I cut with it. Probably like a 4-foot level or something. All right, so first thing I noticed was this piece right here. Okay. I flipped it over and pushed on it. It came out. All right. It's got a bevel to it. Okay. So what that's telling me, and I looked at the book, I'm lying. Anyway, what's telling me is if my saw has a little bit of a bevel to it, I gotta make it work with this thing so that it sits flat, okay? So I can flip this thing over. I can have it go flat, depending which way, or I can have the bevel go in the same direction as my front table, all right? So I'm gonna put this thing in, have it bevel up. All right, so I loosen these 2 arms, okay? I used my screw gun. If you're a beginner, I recommend a screwdriver, okay? If you're not if you're gonna use someone's screw gun, you're not used to it, you might hit that thing and strip that thing, okay? This thing's plastic, so you wanna take your time, go easy. And like I said, I recommend a screwdriver, not a screw gun. But I'm gonna use it anyway, because I don't care. So this thing's tight. I want this thing tight up against here, okay? As best as I can get it. And now I'm gonna bring this thing around. Tighten this back up. Okay, bring this bad boy around, tighten this thing up. All right, so back in the house, I used my other saw for this. And in the barn, I'm using my father-in-law's saw, okay, which is a battery-operated DeWalt. I put this thing on the exact same way. Has the couple clamps. It's actually foolproof. You slide this thing in, a couple little things you unscrew, you tighten it down. It catches, it holds this plate, this plate onto your saw, which has the tracks, okay, to follow the track that I put together inside, okay? So I'm gonna make a couple cuts and show you how it's done, wearing my glasses so I don't get plywood in my eyes. Plywood is notorious for splintering and blowing up into your face. So you can get away with 2x and stuff without glasses, which you shouldn't, but you can. Plywood's unforgiving. That stuff just kicks up in its little pieces and you don't ever cut plywood without glasses. It's bad, bad idea. All right, so here's the track that we put together, okay? This is my extra plywood. I'm gonna make a mark. We're gonna go 3 inches, okay? Why? Because I said, my video, and I'm going 3 inches. Okay, so there's my 3-inch mark, I'm gonna put this thing right here, right on my 3-inch mark, okay? I'm gonna line it up as best as I can. Hopefully there's none under. Now this part right here has to be off the table. Thing's riding high and I'm like, what am I doing? Okay, off the table and it butts to it. Okay, right on the 3-inch mark, Okay, I could clamp this down, but I'm not gonna because I don't want it to interfere with my saw, all right? The pressure of the saw on top of this thing, pushing down and cutting, should keep this thing from moving with that rubber grip, all right? Glasses on. Let's see how it goes. So, notice the piece didn't fall. Now you see, okay, I have that sacrificial little table underneath to hold it up, all right? If this thing falls, the end of this thing breaks off right here and it's not a good cut. So, actually, let's measure. I am at 2 15/16. So I'm a 16th under 3 inches, okay? I made my marks at 3 inches, so pretty freaking accurate, all right? This thing did not move, all right? When I touch the edges right here, it's flush, okay? Notice this thing's not moving as I'm going like up and down, touching the plywood, okay? Pretty good. I'm actually very happy with this. I like the Accu-cut. It cut really good. It cut within a 16th. That thing was, I might have been off, might have been right where I put the thing, but perfect straight cut. It looked beautiful. It was a 16th off on both ends. So when you look down that thing, it was perfect, okay? And this thing did not move at all. Once I started putting pressure on it, that thing didn't slide anywhere, okay? Due to these rubbery grippy thingies. So very happy with that. Stay tuned for part 2. I'm gonna go get the rip cut. Actually, I'm lying, I'm not gonna go get it, I already got it. I went and bought the rip cut. So, want to come back and check this bad boy out? Part 2. I'll show you how this thing works and we'll see if we like it. Johnny works.